Saying about hideous conditions, man. Saying about fluffy head. Alright, let's get in the car. Let's get in the Lambo. Oh wait, I'm gonna change exposure because it's a dark one. Yo, that's better. So my head's dead fluffy because I stayed out last night and didn't take any product with me, so now it's fluffy because if you don't put shit in it, it gets fluffy. If you part sheep, them sheep genetics though. I'm gonna go to the gym now. I'll just like vlog this. I'll just vlog this workout. I don't know whether I'm gonna like put music over it or I might commentate a little bit, but there's not that much to say. And then when we get back, I've just been to the Chinese supermarket, so we got a load of fucking buns, got a load of bao, got a little bao fest. We're gonna get involved in some bao, so we're gonna do it for the bao, man. I'm gonna basically squat like a motherfucker. If I can get the good squat rack, I'll film some shit. And I need to burn a lot of calories, basically on that cal burning hype, because I'm about to consume a hideous amount. Look at my fucking slug eyebrows. Fucking stupid slug eyebrows look like fucking samba. Yeah, and we've also got a ridiculous cake that Mag's made me, so I'll show you that when we get back. So, if nothing else, just skip this for the food porn later, man. Bow porn. Fucking fluffy that shit, mate. It's not too busy, so we might get this rack. Yo peeps, going to commentate for a change because it's been a fucking while since I did so let's mix it up. Starting off with a little bit of mobility work, just 10 to 15 minutes. Check that stretch out, by the way. Everyone should be doing that stretch, especially if you've got tight glutes, and when you put your elbow under on the other side like that, it really just feels fucking sublime, man. It's next level shit, you should try it. So 10 to 15 minutes mobility work. Usually I keep my mobility sessions separate and do 30 to 45 minutes every like 2 or 3 days, ideally. But if I'm feeling a bit tight before squats or deadlifts, I'll do 10 to 15 minutes. Usually just my lower back, glutes and hams are the tightest. Sometimes my adductors too need a little bit of stretching. So yeah, just running through a few stretches here. This one's particularly good as well for your lower back, right when you're over like that. Just feels good. It's hard to stretch off your lower back, so when you get a stretch that actually feels like it's working, it's good to just stick to it and persevere. First set with nothing on the bar, just warming up. Hands quite wide apart. I do prefer a narrower grip, but it takes me a couple of sets just to warm up my shoulders properly and get that kind of mobility where I can grip it a lot narrower and where it feels a lot more stable when I have a narrow grip. So you'll see that kind of coming up in the next couple of sets as my hands get closer and closer in. I'm just really finding my footing on this. It's actually hard for me to balance with nothing on the bar just because I'm used to doing, you know, obviously squats with weight. So trying to find my footing and just kind of internalize the movement. It takes a couple of sets just to properly get used to it and get comfortable squatting. Now putting 20k aside on just the first of 2 warm-up sets. You'll only see one of them because otherwise it's going to get fucking boring. I pretty much stick to 20k aside when I'm warming up, and then I'll jump straight up to a working set. I don't want to spend too much time in that grey area between, you know, warming up and working, because you're just fatiguing yourself for your working sets really, and you're not making no gains there. So I'd rather do a couple more sets and higher reps with a lighter weight and then jump straight up. Now it's a little bit of butt wink there, the arching of the very lower section of my back. That's just as a result of not ideal mobility, and also the fact that I'm not particularly warmed up at this time. That's my first warm-up set, so you will see that improve as these sets go on, but something that I need to, you know, work on and actually rectify. So that is one priority. This is the first working set on 100 kilograms. Sets of 8 I was doing. This is actually a bit of a bro workout because, well, I'll get to that later actually. I'm not sticking to a particular structure just for a couple of weeks, but yeah, I'll elaborate on that later in the video. So I'm just sticking to 8 reps and just doing what I feel is comfortable. Did a couple of sets on 100k before going up a little bit. This is just the first one. I didn't film both of them again. Like I say, taking it nice and slow and just kind of getting used to the movement again, kind of getting used to where I want to put my feet. And now you'll see, look how much closer my grip is there. I feel like it's a lot more stable that way. And if you're still squatting high bar, I would encourage you to try low bar, because that really was a revelation for me when I switched from high to low bar. Again, it's just a set of 8 on 110 kilograms this time, and just taking it nice and slow. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to really be sacrificing my form too much at all, and that's why I stay pretty light throughout this. I think the heaviest set will be the one coming up next, which is only 120k. But like I say, I want to really I'd rather do a lighter weight and just spend time perfecting my technique and get something that's actually respectable than simply, you know, force a heavier weight up and down on my back and it not really be a proper squat. Like you can see, they're quite nice and slow. Still a little bit of arch in the back right at the bottom of the rep, but it's not too bad. It's actually getting a little bit better, and I felt quite comfortable with these. So I did these, and then I finished off with a lighter set and went to, I think, about 12 reps, just with 90 kilograms total. After that, a few more exercises, but I didn't really want to film some carb raises and shit, so that's it, folks. On to the rest of the video. Laters, peeps. Right, so obviously did some more shit after squatting, but it's the dark now. But I didn't film it because just not gonna film calf raises and shit like that. It's just boring, man. No need. You can see people on YouTube doing calf raises if you want, like, but I'm not gonna fucking be that guy. So we're gonna go home and make a fucking bow fest, and then we'll probably sit there eating them. Talk you through this bulk. Say a little bow. Yes, though.
They are soft. They are nice.
That's light enough. I mean, dark enough. Whatever. Hiya, how's it going? Alright. What's your name? My name's Joe. So, this is the score. We've got a load of buns. We're gonna fucking eat them. The chassis bow. One of them's lotus paste, one of them's red bean paste, and one of them's
coconut.
Coconut. I'm sure I'll let you on that, man. Shout out to my boy Abdullah. What are you going with first? The chassis bow?
Chassis bow.
Chassis bow. Fucking shit, man. I'm gonna say it's lighter. Oh man, that's fucking nice, man. Yeah. Good. Lotus paste, that. Where's lotus paste? Oh, it's red bean, this one. Fuck me, look at that bursting out.
Oh wait, I'm just opening it.
I had red bean last night. It's alright, man. It's a weird, like, it's almost savoury, but it's a bit goo. Weird, eh? I should have done some kind of structure to this one. I don't know if it's fucked or not. You think it's fucked?
Yeah, maybe.
It's a wank video, this, isn't it?
Sat there eating buns.
We're just eating buns and kind of chatting. I'm gonna roll with it and turn this light back on though. Go on, you fuck. Right, so what was that?
Okay. Do you want to just start it again, and I'll just come in with vegetarian lasagna?
Yeah, okay. What the fuck is that, man? Weird, that. Not ever been to it. Right, Mike's gone to get lasagna. I don't know what that is. I think it's it might be lotus paste, or it might be like coconut and something. Anyway, right, I'll fucking get to it, shall I? So, where was I? For fuck's sake. That bun's fucking tidy, mate.
Which one?
The coconut one.
Sick in it.
Yeah. Alright, I just started recording shit, and then I thought, I'm gonna record this again because I had bun in my mouth, like, for 80% of it. It was just like a video of me chewing fucking bow, man. Cha-cha bow. It was just not ideal. Mate, there's cake in the fridge. We'll get in that cake in a minute.
Get in it.
Get it.
Like last time.
I'll get it in me. Anyway, alright, so lean bulking. This period, what's Alan? What was that natty bodybuilder called, Alan? Alan what, man? What's his name? His name Aaron? Alan Curtis. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's raining, man. It's loud. We're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Is it loud?
I've not even said anything yet, and we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Is it gonna be loud?
That's gonna be fucking loud, mate.
We'll just talk louder than it.
Let's go somewhere else, man. It's just fucking shout! YouTube trials, man. We'll go somewhere else and talk. Do cake dough, carrot cake, Biscoff buttercream, dark chocolate ganache, all that good shit.
Is that so you can experience it again?
Nah, it's so that people can experience it through me.
Oh,
okay. So last night it started raining in the conservatory and there was loads of people in the house, and I had to just postpone this video until now. So if you've watched it thus far, still waiting for me to talk about lean bulking, soz about that. Hopefully you enjoyed videos, moving pictures of me squatting, and also some bow porn and also some cake porn. However, I'll crack right on with it. So I'm going to talk about this lean bulk very well, kind of briefly, and Mike is going to interject at any point when he thinks he's got something of value to say. So I'll start off with addressing the terminology. I don't really enjoy the term bulk. You know, I say lean bulk because any bulk should be a lean bulk, really. Yeah. Because there's no point in gaining unnecessary fat, because it's only
you're just going to be a fat lifter then, aren't you?
Well, A, it makes you look worse. B, it means your strength to body weight ratio is worse. C, it means you long. Well, if you're really fat, yeah. C, it means you have to spend longer cutting. You know, all that kind of shit. Anyway, so. Lean bulk, but even with that said, I don't even like that term, because I feel like sometimes when you like speaking to people and you're like, yeah, I'm bulky, I'm like, no, the bulk is just a shit term, isn't it? Especially when you speak to girls and you're like, yeah, you say bulk and it just sounds like you're a fucking bro lifter fuck, and yeah, you get the gym stereotype even more. You have to make efforts to stay away from that gym stereotype. Well,
and if you imagine if you're like coaching a girl or something, you tell her that she needs to bulk, she's gonna be like,
yeah, no, you do not. I just say gaining phase.
Yeah, gaining phase.
Anyway, so for this gaining phase, it will be a slight caloric surplus. Now, that's gonna be about 200 to 300 calories. Now that's the upper end of the scale, really. I'd hope to be close to 200 calories in surplus, which. It's irrelevant, but for me that's going to be about, I think, 3,100 to 3,200 calories, at least to start off with, because you always start off conservatively and then increase if there is no strength and weight gain. Now, I say 200 to 300 calories because it's going to be a range, because my calories and my macros are all going to be just aiming for a range rather than a specific figure. I feel like I have more leeway on a bulk, and also when just approaching it as a rough kind of range rather than an exact target, it's a lot easier to stick to, obviously, because you're within like less rigid constraints, and with it being easy to stick to, that means your chances of long-term adherence are far greater. So for a start, I can go up towards the top end of the scale, and I don't have to feel any kind of guilt inherent with that. Whereas if I'd set my calories to 3,100 and then I go to 3,200, I'm mentally thinking, oh shit, I fucked up a bit there.
It does play on you, especially if you read into things. Like it definitely fucks with me on like my fitness pal. If I've set it to a certain number and I tell myself, right, this is my calories for today, because it isn't the same every day regardless of what you're doing, then. And you go above it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm in the number goes red, and you're like, oh my god, and then you're like, oh well, I've gone over by 100 now, so I'll have 1,000.
So calories in a range, macros will be in a range. Also, on top of that whole adherence thing, I think that 5 to 10 grams here and there, it's gonna make fuck all difference in the long run. And so make it comfortable, make it easy, make it as easy as possible, not easier. So it's an adaptation of an Einstein quote. It was make things as simple as possible and not simpler. Anyway, calories 3,100 to 3,200 calories ish. Protein, I'm gonna go between like 0.8 and 1 gram per pound. Now I've previously been cutting on lower protein than that, or at least the bottom end of that scale. But I feel like if I'm in a surplus, I have a lot more calories floating around, also have a lot more room for carbs, and so I don't have to focus as much on keeping protein to just the minimum requirement. So in a way, I have more room to say, oh, I'll have a bit more just to make sure, because the need for carbs isn't so great, as you now have more room for them anyway due to having more calories to fill up that space with carbs. Fat, I'm going to generally keep fat kind of low, about 0.35 grams per pound of body weight. I just prefer fat lower. I feel like you just don't need that much fat, and also on the days where you go over, because inevitably there's going to be, I'm not going to spend the next 6 months sticking to 3,100, 3,200 calories.
Yeah.
Inevitably going to make times,
aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. And in those times, you generally find that it's easy for your fat to go way over.
It goes crazy, doesn't it?
Obviously, there will be times when I go over, just because convenience, just because I want to, just because of special occasions, social events, shit like that. And so this lean bulk isn't gonna be just consistent surplus forever. What I'll do in an effort to stay relatively lean is, if there is a day or a weekend where I smash it, go over, then I'll just go into a deficit for the following few days, and I'll just account for every kind of excess, with a bit of a deficit. That's kind of in the short term. And now, beyond that, I may have to throw in the odd mini cut here and there. So I'll be in a general surplus for however long, and then when I feel like I'm approaching that time where I'd rather be a little bit leaner than I am, or I'm finding it difficult to get any fucking decent Instagram pictures, all that kind of shit. Photo shoots for shit, anything. Maybe I might do a little mini cut before Ibiza, all that kind of shit. I'll literally just throw a short, sharp cut in for maybe between 10 days and 2 weeks, up to an absolute maximum 3 weeks. I really doubt I'd cut for that long. And I'll just go in, to begin with, I'll start that off in quite a moderate deficit, because if you're coming off the back end of being in surplus, generally, you got more body fat on you, and you can get away with a higher deficit without risking losing, your gains that way. So I'll start those off with quite a high deficit, and then I'll gradually reduce the deficit and get back to normal cutting calories. And then after the couple of weeks up or whatever, I'll just go straight back up to lean bulking calories. I feel like doing it that way, I should be able to continue to gain strength right through those mini cuts, because really you shouldn't be, you still got a surplus of calories floating around your body. You shouldn't be losing strength anywhere near the first few weeks of a cut. You should really still be gaining in the first few weeks of a cut, unless it's like a severe switch up in calories, and you're suddenly going on like BMR calories or anything. Okay, in terms of training, I'm currently doing a bit of a break, a bit of a training break. Now that's just purely for my enjoyment. I'm still doing a push-pull leg split, but I'm having a period of a few weeks where I'm pretty much doing a bro workout every time. I'm doing like quite high volume, just because I feel like I've got the energy due to being in a surplus, and I'm not sticking to any set program. I'm just enjoying feeling a bit stronger, trying to get some lifts up, but like mixing up my exercises where I want. Now I'm only doing that for a temporary period, because again, I feel like I don't want to spend my life stuck rigidly to something. Now occasionally people have diet breaks and shit like that, which helps with your long-term adherence, and this is basically just a training break for me. So it's just a period of a few weeks between the last kind of program and what I'll get onto next time, which will be an actual solid structured program, and I'll probably put that together in the next week or so, and it'll be very similar to my previous ones. It'll just be a push-pull leg split probably, and I'll just try and weight it such that my priorities are in the right kind of order. So like I say, it's a couple of weeks just training like a bro, enjoying my training, going in and just basically doing what I feel like doing on the day. Still push-pull leg split, still doing my main lifts. I'm still doing my deadlifts, my squats, shit like that, but yeah, I'll do another video on that once I've got an actual more structured program to be put together. Did you want to say something?
I
thought you were inhaling as if you were going to.
Yeah, training breaks. Like it's good to put them in, because sometimes if you bump into like a mate in the gym or something, you want to just do a good old broy workout with them or something. Like 12 sets of bench press or something. Just something like that. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Like just broing it out like that, man.
It is good, man. Yeah,
absolutely annihilating your biceps with like 20 sets.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of kind of areas of focus, generally I want to just increase my size overall, but hypertrophy goals, I just want a bigger chest and delts, also lats and also calves. Now my arms, I rarely do much on my arms because they're kind of ahead, especially with biceps, to the rest of my body proportionally, and so that'll be reflected when I put a program together in terms of you know, the way I order my exercises. So for example, I'm never going to be doing my rows before my vertical pulls, because I really would prefer to bring up my lats rather than my kind of traps, rhomboids, mid-back kind of area. Obviously calves are a big one, man. You just gotta plug away at calves and hope that one day, you know, you wake up and, you know, you don't have to cry when you look down at your dick. I mean legs. So on top of that, I want to get some decent lifts, doing like nothing major, but I'd like to squat 2 times my body weight. I think I've done that before in the past. I'd like to deadlift 2.5 times my body weight, and I'd like to bench 1.5 times my body weight. Now, just for 1 rep maxes, and then if anything beyond that is a bonus. But I just like to do that because, you know, I do enjoy watching my lifts go up when I'm bulking. I notice that actually my lifts tend to increase fairly quickly when I'm in a surplus. Yeah, I think that pretty much rounds it up. Finally, what I'd really say is that, you know, lean bulking, I've always struggled a lot more with bulking than I have with cutting, because it's just so much more, you need so much more patience for it, really, because it's not the fucking, basically I'm sacrificing this summer. I'm going to be going all day, usually every year, like cut, yeah, get shredded for Ibiza, yeah, you know, but I'm just sacrificing that for the long-term reward. You know, you find a lot of like natty bodybuilders, the ones that do really well, and you know, a lot of them are taking like years off bulking, like just literally spending years in bulking phases, and obviously I'm not going to do that. And also, you know, for me, there is motivation to stay lean because, you know, regardless of anything, I will make more money lean, because pictures of abs on Instagram sell shit. That is straight up honesty, man. And so, you know, maybe I'll just get juicy, man. Little joke. Nah, not really. But so by that token, like, I can't just let myself go. I can't just turn into a fat fuck, you know. And maybe I have to think about how that's going to genuinely affect my income, because there's no 2 ways about it. You sell more when you lean, man. That's just how it is, because being shredded is the, you know, but it's more visually appealing, and people are,
if you want to get bigger though, you really do as a natty have to commit some serious time to it, don't you?
Have to put the time.
And the thing is as well, like, you get like, I've got like quite lean lately. I've been going in and out of the leanest I've been, you know, a bit of fluctuation in that, but you notice yourself, like, you sort of become, when you get good results and like maybe, I don't know, a lot of attention and stuff like that, and a lot of like return on the, I don't know, pictures that you post and stuff like that, and it's generating like more income for you and opening a lot more doors and opportunities for you. You sort of get like kind of addicted to being that lean because you associate it with progress. But you need to learn to love your fucking off-season body, man.
Well, I think you need to.
You ain't really gonna progress in the long term because you're obsessed with being lean all the time. Yeah, it's not good to stay there, and it's not reasonable, attainable to stay there either for a long period of time.
I don't know, I know. Also, I think on top of that, you just have to take. You have to take your pleasure from different areas, so it's not just looking at yourself and being like, yeah, I'm lean as fuck. Yeah. You know, you can take pleasure in your lifts increasing, man, and genuinely, if you track your weights, then you'll find that when you're in a surplus, if you're sticking to a program, or, you know, at least sticking to certain exercises and shit, and a roughly structured routine, then your lifts will go up fast, and you genuinely get a fucking rush of endorphins when you hit PRs. Like, often, I was looking back up my Instagram from like the last proper committed bulk I did, late 2014, I think. I was hitting PRs every week, man, like every week, and it feels fucking great. And I think I'm ready to do that, man. I'm ready to fucking commit to it. And, you know, everything, obviously, when you post a decent picture or whatever, occasionally there's like debate, you know, is this guy natty, is that guy natty? But like, with respect to me, none of it's ever had any kind of real foundation, because I've never been anywhere near the natty limit, man. I've been able to take some pictures that look a bit juicy, you know, with a pump and like some bit of good lighting and shit. Yeah. But I've always laughed it off because it's never been anywhere near fucking, you know. But hopefully over the course of this bulk, I can actually get closer to, you know, making juicy accusations at least seem a bit more legit. You know? I want to put some substance. I want the debate to be a little more fucking worthy. You know, not that I ever bother getting involved in it, but yeah, basically I just want to fucking make some serious natty gains, and hopefully, without getting too self-indulgent, hopefully, show or be one example of like an actual genuine, decent, solid, lean bulk and what can be done at least. Yeah. So stick with Fat Joey D. In for gains.
You really do maybe feel fat compared to your cutting, compared to your lean body, don't you, when you're bulking? But like, it's like I said before, you just have to learn to be okay with it, man. And like, well, you just gotta buy into it a different way. Like, yeah, I feel like because you feel a lot bigger as well, won't you? You feel like you fill out clothes better and stuff like that, or worse, depending on the item of clothing, like jeans.
I actually feel after sometimes when I put a bit of weight on and start to lose my abs a bit, I feel it still looks aesthetic as fuck, just in a different way, man. Yeah. You feel more powerful, man. There's surplus. Like, you just feel more fucking alpha, like, genuinely. I don't like the term alpha, but in its true meaning, you feel more alpha when you're in a surplus. Which makes sense because your test must be...
You actually do, man. Like, I've noticed during this cut, I've felt like... like grim, like not really looking at birds at all, not like no desire to go out much, you know, shit like that. And then if I binge on the weekend, on Monday, I'll be a fucking pest, man. I'll be all over it.
You're raging, aren't you, man?
Yeah.
I know.
Ready to fucking lay in the peg on something,
man. Ready to go and peg stuff out.
Amazing difference.
Right, we wrap this up. We've gone on for ages. See you later. I hope there was some kind of value in there for you. But like I say, I'll make another vid on programming. See you later.
Delaney is my hero.